What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. DMZ missions are where it's at, and today we're looking at a mission called Nail in the Coffin for the Legion faction in DMZ. This mission tasks you with taking 4 different vehicles to 4 different gas stations in Zagwa Hydroelectric, and then essentially mining those vehicles, or rather those gas stations, up, and then last but not least actually climbing the radio tower, which is sort of just northeast of Zagwa Hydroelectric. And then once you get to the top, you trigger all 4 of these and you get 4 explosions and the mission completes. Now I'll share some general tips as to how you should be approaching this area, since it is a hotbed of activity. I'll also show you the 4 different gas stations, as well as some general tips just to complete this the first time like I did. Now first things first, the area that we have to do the mission in is of course one of the 3 possible locations that the weapon case can spawn for extraction. If in the particular deployment that you've gone into, this is the weapon case area, this Zagwa Hydroelectric Island is the weapon case area, then my advice to you would be to wait until an enemy team clears out the case first. Simply put, you are going to be driving vehicles into this area. You don't want those vehicles shot and blown up, and at the same time you are going to be spending a considerable amount of time in this area, so the least resistance possible is the best for you. I could even go as far as to say that if this is the weapon case area for a particular deployment, you should rather skip attempting this mission this time and come back in another deployment when it is not the weapon case area. Even though you're not going into the middle island area, where the really tough enemies hang out, this area does have a huge amount of enemies just patrolling in general. Most of these are of the 2-plate semi-elite variety in any case, so mostly you will be under fire, especially around the fuel station areas. Regardless, when you then attempt to start, you will notice that when you look at the map, you have 4 gas stations littered around this area. 2 of them are land gas stations and 2 of them are considered water gas stations, where you can park a boat and repair and refuel. Now that doesn't mean that you have to use 2 boats and you have to use 2 land vehicles. You can absolutely drive up to these water pumps with a normal vehicle as well, and you'll still be able to continue on with the remainder of the mission. However, you do have to approach each 4 of these with different vehicles, not different types, I just mean different vehicles, because you have to park these vehicles so that you can get out and then initiate planting the mine. Now in this time you will most likely get pushed by enemies and so on, so obviously be super careful. If you come there with a relatively fragile vehicle, then that can of course get shot and blown up, and then that doesn't help you at all. But as you move from one side of the area to the other, the mission progress is simply that you come up to a fuel station, you park the vehicle near the pumps in the middle, and as soon as you get out, you will get the prompt to actually plant a mine. Now you're going to do this at all 4 of them, and once you've completed all 4, then what you're looking for is the radio tower, which sits to the northeast. It's this radio tower right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to climb up the 2 different sets, and as soon as you get to the top, you get a nice vantage point of your hard work that you've done, and you'll see you'll have a prompt to click, and that will destroy all 4 of the bombs, essentially finishing the 3rd part of the mission, and you are done with this bullshit. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that I wasn't clear about. Generally speaking, this mission is super straightforward, and I managed to do it on the first time that I attempted it. The only real difficulty comes from the fact of the area that you have to do it in, and that you have to be generally very careful of other players coming in there and messing with you, or the AI essentially blowing up the vehicles and everything. The other good thing about this is that generally we have a large concentration of vehicles in this area, which remain undisturbed as long as this is not the weapon case. So it means that you wouldn't have to go too far to find additional vehicles to essentially complete the mission. Either which way, I wish you good luck, and it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me.